Alright, so today we're going to talk about arrays, right? What chapter is this one? Chapter 7. Your homework, what chapter are you on now? 5? Okay, we should do method, right? 6. And then 7. So now we come to 7. First step. We go back to 6. Chapter 7, array. So we go to create a class name arrays of, I'm going to just create the primitive, right? Data type in Java. How many are there? 8, right? All the primitives data type, there are 8 of them. So so we already know int, right? You already test that, so we know we're gonna get all 0 when we declare it without giving the values. And double, we already know that it's going to be all 0.0, right? Long and short should be the same because they're numbers, right? Float should be just like double. So I'm talking about int, long, short. That should give the value as 0 when you print out, right? And I'm talking about float, double. Those should be 0.8. Is that right? You didn't test, right? Correct, right? I didn't test, so please verify. So there are 5 of them, right? Please test all of this and verify. So now we will talk about 6 char, all the primitives, right? Byte and bit, right? So we could create an array of bytes, char, and bits too, beside int, float, short, float, and double. So how do you declare an array? Pretty much just give the data type like an array of characters with a bracket that's defined array. And now you just need to type give the names of array characters equal new char and give the size. Like for example, we keep 100 of them. And we want to see when we decide without giving the actual values to each array, what should be the default contents, right, of the array. So how do we do that? We said we should use loop, right? For loop int I equal to 0 for the index of each array. I less than the size of the array. Now what I'm going to do instead of name characters, let's just name contents. The reason I do this because I'm going to replace char with different values. Then the array names still relevant. So length I plus plus. So that's one way to do with for loop. We also have for each. We'll talk about that later. So contents dot. How do you get array? Not dot I, right? And now we're going to say system.out.print, and this is all right. Oh, I was wrong. Array of primitives should be declared in a file name. They spell wrong, yeah, with S and without S, right? So that's the problem, right? Arrays. And what else you said? Oh, maybe size then. Is it size or length? Length. Okay. It's not a method. Yeah. It's actually display. They are an empty characters, just like 0, right? So we're not seeing null yet. What are you talking about? No. Can you give me an example? Let's try byte. Replace word. How you guys replace word in VI? I think it's R, no, X, WX, no, is it? Replace word. Replace a word. Like wherever is char, I want to replace with byte. You should be able to replace the word, right? We talk about VI command, right? We've been talking about it a little bit, right? All right, let's see if it's talk about replace word. Insertion, appending, editing, deleting. Where is it?
So you have type
Hmm?
set SEV, and then -I -E S slash the word you already have slash the word you want to replace it with /G, and then
Global. Maybe there's another way, but let's try your way first. All right, so set
set SEV space
slash char slash not yet.
So after set, I do erase the slash. It's -I space -E space, and then or not a double quote, but like a single quote. S slash char slash the word you want to change it
Byte
to /G.
/G stand for global throughout the file.
And then the name of the file after the dash G.
Oh, that's the command. Yeah, that's, you talk about this one.
Yeah.
You talk about command. Set, yeah, dash I dash, what else? E, right? Yeah, you talk about that one. And then the name of the file. That's what you were talking about when you're outside of VI. And then when you go back in, yeah, voila. When you're outside of VI, you do that. Technically, you can see how powerful it is. Let's review the command here, right? SED pretty much replace all the word char with the word byte globally. That means throughout all the files. And then technically this one you can do wildcard, like stars. It's gonna replace all the words in that folder with the new words. Just like replace all in the Word document, but you can do throughout all the files. Make sense? Yeah. But in VI they have a file again. Alright, now we got that one. So let's run this program, right? We just replace to byte, right? So what should it be? Byte, technically, I would guess that's gonna be 0. No? So let's recompile it and rerun it. Yeah, all zeros. Because byte is just like numbers. But just 8 bits. And this is sided to its complement. How a bit? Bit actually a Boolean, right? Type. So we don't have bit type, right, in Java. I was saying wrong here, right? So it should be Boolean, right? So now how do I replace byte with Boolean? I used to know, I forgot. In VI, you should be able to replace the word. Anyone know? I want to replace the word byte with Boolean, right? All the word in the contents.
Okay, I think I found one for VI. So it's colon %.
S
Slash.
Yeah, I used to do that too. So percent S slash O word, right?
Yeah.
And then with a new word, which is what? Boolean, right? Slash G, right? Global. There you go. See that? That's another way. So it's going to replace all in Word document, right? Or just use command. At the bottom right there. Oh, again, colon %s, yeah, slash O word with a new word, like that, right? Yeah, that one should do too, but slash is just global. Like this one, we do one at a time. You see that? It's not global. It's only replace one. And there's another that confirm like dash or slash a or something. Like you can do next, not replace all. Like confirm. Like this one is like replace all, right? All right. So now let's change back to Boolean, right? So again, we can do percentage colon percentage s slash char with. I mean, you may see it's not much different by going that line type, but if your code like 200 line of code, you see the difference, right? By using the commands. All right, so now let's go back and compile this and rerun this. Oh, by default it's false, like 0, right? So we're not finding null yet. So where you get it from then? You talk about null, contents are null. Okay, which page? A textbook. That's new. I mean, I just wonder how you're going to. 236. Here, GC. GC is to confirm. Let's slash G like replace all. C like confirm too. It's going to do confirm one by one. If you don't want to replace all, but some. All right, so he said go to page 246. This is on the textbook page or PDF page. I need PDF page. Again, we're looking for the null, right? Arrays with the null contents. But so far we learned how to create an array of Boolean, array of byte, array of all the primitive data types, right? And we see the default values when you do that. They're important to know. Now, when is the time that array contents are null? It's very simple. Think. When do you see the null all the time? Null pointer exception. You get all the time. You get null pointer exception all the time, right? And why? What caused null pointer exception? Why you keep getting that errors and you try to debug it and fix it? How did you fix the problem when you get null pointer exceptions? PDF page again. PDF is 369. Let me jump to 369 from here. All right, so remember, we're dealing with objects, right? Arrays, you can have arrays of objects. Now you just have array of double array of int, and so on. Whenever you deal with object, if you never, when we talk about object, what's the keyword to create an object? New, right? And do you think string is an object? Okay, let's go to that page. 369, 3, right? 2. Where do you see the null? It's null. You see that? Unlike declaration of primitive data type variables, did you read that sentence? I show you, right? I already show you primitive data type, they're null. They're not null, right? They're values. The declaration of an array variable does not allocate any space in memory for the array. it creates only storage location for the reference to an array. That's important. Meaning that when I do declare with primitive data type, remember the image that I draw? That represents the storage. And what storage is RAM, right? It's declared, meaning that it's only located 100 slot of that size by 8 bits, 800 bits. Integer 32 bits, 3200 bits being occupied. You cannot use with anything else. So if you use a lot of that, it slows down your computer, your phone, because your memory is occupied with some other things, right? Just like you running the game, it slows down things, right? Because a lot of memory being used. Why you see that it's actually used and initialized like Boolean false to all of them in all zeros, double all 0.0 is actually used and store the values. Now it said it creates only a storage location for the reference to array. If a variable does not contain a reference to an array, the value of the variable is null. You cannot assign elements to an array unless it has already been created. After an array variable is declared, you can create an array by using the new operators and assign its reference. Okay. This is actually talking about this guy. Let's talk about I never have this guy. What is content? That is no. That was. Now we run this one. What happens? Can anyone tell me? Error, right? What type of errors? No pointer exception, right? Because the content is null, I try to say contents.length, which I don't even know what's a length, right? So this is another example of no pointer exception. So it said to solve this problem is to create a new keywords. That's why when you declare array, you have to have new, followed by the type and the size. What does new do? New just create a reference to an array. Alright, so let's look at an image. This is a reference. See that my list? Remember this is like physical memory. When you declare 10, we create 0 to 9 with, in this case, it's already give another way to initial value, just line by line, give the value it, right? So that's the values of the arrays. But when we do new, it's just create a reference. Reference, what's reference? Reference is a pointer with the arrow that point to the location in the memory. That, hey, my list referred to starting point here. Because it's going to allocate the same as Next available slot like neighbors, right, in the memories with the same size for 10 of them. When you have new, you give the no. Any questions? Let's recompile that, and you see the new part exception, this program. So this is problem is at runtime, not compile time. Could not find all the main class. They spell right? No, with S, right? Doesn't have that. Let's look at the file. File is not changing, I think, because I could not really save this file. It's the same file. If you look at cat, it's just look at the contents. This table still have the old one with the new. See that? Alright, so because this is like freezing on me, so let me just use this one, go in and adjust from here. So that is just prompt me because it's just say, hey, I have it open on another one. You sure you want to open and edit again? I said yes, I want to edit with E. All right. So now I just edited it. So let's recompile again. We have an error now. That's going to be the first errors because what the contents is never been initialized, and I try to get the contents.length, right? All right, so let's see if I try to print contents instead. We just try to see the null, right? So I'm going to comment this one out, and we try to print the contents. Same problem, huh? Have not been initialized. So it looks like it's cached at compile time. All right, any questions? Now let's look at another one. So another one is instead of Boolean, we talk about object, right? So string is string and object. Yes, string a class. We could define a new array of string with the size. Let's just make small this time. So my question is, what should it printing out? What are you expecting to see the values of this? Okay. To close on out. This one is being freeze. So I say not being initialized, huh? So it looks like it is a null because we create an object and you never initialize the object to it. So it's still like a new compiler here. I wonder what's version 1.8. Okay. It's actually didn't say no pointer exception, but it's cache and do tell us that hey, you have to initialize your arrays. So now you see that when it's not a primitive data types, right? So what happens when it's not a primitive data types? It's not going to initialize the values for you. And it's going to say so incompatible cannot be converted to string. So what happened to this line? Oh, I declared wrong, right? I have to have the brackets when I declare an array, correct? So let's recompile again. Oh, it looks good this time. Spelling primitive. There you go. We get a null at this time. Because when you create objects are null by default. Why? How to fix the null problem? Keep them the values. How do you keep them values? You have to do new. Remember, person equals to new person, scanner equals to new scanner. String has to be equal to new string. But string, actually, you can omit the new keyword. That's why, right? Like this guy is only what just new to create array, but never just new to create objects. Like I could do scanner contents equal to new scanner. I could create 10 scanners as an array, but I never do the actual scanner dots like system.in, right? For 10 of them. It's gonna be all null, right? So to fix this problem, how do you do? Contents. what I'm going to do, I'm going to use as an object, yeah, like use a new keyword. Then you take understand. Like, let me just say hello and put the index hello 0, hello 1 until 9, right? So now we initialize the content. So we're going to compile and run it. Okay, I forgot to put the index, right? When you assign the values, this is an array. It's not a variable anymore. You have to access the value as an array, assign the value as an array with the brackets, and we were talking about index. That's how you do, correct? So, all right, it's good now. So we get the contents now, not no. Questions? All right. Next, that's to answer the no.
We're looking at day of the week. We assign 1 to Monday, 7 to Sunday. These arrays to copy the day. What the day would be in 100 days or 50 days.
Oh, but all right, so we talk about a program to find, we know days of week, we have Monday to Sunday, right? I want you to write an application to tell me previous day, when today is Monday. It should return Sunday, right? Next day, it should return Tuesday. How would you do that? And he said you can use array to solve the problem. By create an array of days. Next day, pretty much just add 1 to the index because you assign all the values to it. Like Sunday at index 0, Monday at index 1, Tuesday at index 2, and Friday and Saturday at index 6, right? 7 days a week, right? Now, if today is Sunday, you're at index 0, right? And one the next day, pretty much you add index 0 to 1, you get Monday, right? What happens if I want to do previous day? Is if you cannot subtract. If you subtract, you get index out of bounds because -1 is not an index of array. So
You divide. Like every, so instead of using 0,
we have to do the modulus because it has to return index 7 back. Right? 0 is Sunday, should return index 6, right? Which is Saturday back. Yeah.
Are we supposed to do like every 7th number is Sunday?
All right. You guys understand the question? I guess that could be your class exercise. for next time. You already show us that one. Since you bring that up. Next class. Okay. So let me write a question, show you the question. Actually, I have it. He just bring it from his one of my 200 class. So it's from the 200 class. So I'll just copy the question over for you to practice. 7. There you go. I'm not sure. Lately, what did I do with my mouse is stick. Like when I hold it stick. It's stick like that. It's supposed to release, but I have to do right click to release. So this is a question pretty much. I mean, this is a good one when we start to talk about classes too. Which this could be a class exercise for when we talk about class, I think. This could be that one. Yeah, like now when I highlight it, I do Control C. I'm supposed to be able to copy, right? I can't. See that? It's stick. I don't know what key that I do wrong with. It's always stick. I can't copy. I have to. You see, I can't. I have to do somehow. Click again and then Control C, and hopefully it copies. Which let's put on Notepad for now. Yeah, it did, which is good. All right, so that could be a class exercise when we talk about class, and class should be what, chapter 8, 9, I think, chapter 9, huh? 6? For let's, yeah, it should be 9, right? Because 8 is multiple dimensions arrays, and then 9 is class. I can post that for you for now. Now, you're going to respond on that, huh? So next, what do you know about array? Okay. I think that very similar to what Nee said, right? Starting it, right? So you guys can tag team and show us the program for that next time. Okay? You guys can work together for that program. So Nee, you do ascending, you do descending. Because you was talking about ascending. Now you do descending with array, okay? Right. As the parameters, right? That's the parameters, right? You know that you've been doing that for a long time. Do you guys know that? Can you tell me? You do it all the time. String, brackets, LGS. You do it all the time. Right there. You already pass an array as an argument. You just never realized that. So next class, can you show me? You know how to use string arcs? You can use this one, you know that? Is already a method. May is a method. Do you know how to use string args? Then next class you learn and bring it to us. If not, just create another method, show us how you pass parameters to array. But try that one first. Okay? That's why we want to talk about, yeah, because next class we want to talk about methods, which is perfect. Songling. Oh, before Songling, what he talked about is the what's your name again? Amar talked about. He said we can pass the parameters of the method with an array. That's what he's talking about. Okay, and now next class we're gonna look at this in more details when we talk about the methods and passing. Okay. Okay. This is a good topic, okay, to understand. So he said, remember I just created an array. My array name is my list. I want to create your list equals to my list. Assign my list to your list, right? Technically, very simple. That's what your list equals my list. Simple as that, right? But what would it look like when we do that? Can I draw on this one? I think with the new IE you can draw on it, right? That I remember. They call Edge or what? Yeah, Microsoft Edge. You can draw on it. That's what I try. It's supposed to, right? Maybe I have to set up. Yeah, you can draw on it here. I remember. I see. But I can just make it simple first for now. All right. So the thing is, when you do crib your list equals to my list, you technically point to the same location right there. Oops. I told you it's thick. And I don't know how to get rid of this. Like when I release the mouse, supposed to release, but it's not. It's like I'm still clicking on it. If you guys know the way, please let me know. I didn't know how to release that yet. Let me just use pen then, maybe. Alright. So we were talking about when you do like declare double your name, right? Your list, I mean, equals to my list. And my list already declared right there. That's how you copy array. You copy the whole my list to your list. And your list is no longer null, or no longer, in this case, not null. It's gonna have the same contents as my list. Now, in the image, it should look like your list, and then it should point point to the same reference right there. That makes sense? That's how it looks like in the memory. So technically, you're not having the 20 slot of memories. You still have 10 plus 2 memory for the references, 12, right? Otherwise, it's just too much. When you copy contents 1,000 to 10 copies, you create 10,000 memory allocation. That's not efficient, right? So that's why references is better in this case. You only have 110, right? Instead of 10,000, or I mean, yeah, 1,010, right? Instead of 10,000. Make sense? Any questions? We understand what I just mentioned, right? So this is the same thing when you declare an object. Remember I was talking about object of string hello 0 to hello 10, right? So technically I didn't in that case actually I did create 10 hello string objects, yeah, because there's different hello 0 to 10, right? But I could copy the contents of the object by references too, if I refer to the same values. Okay? The object can be very big, so that's why we should be able to point to the same. Like scanner, when you say keyboard scanner, keyboard actually referring to the scanner memory, right? Because scanner can be very big with other methods, right? Make sense? So this is called references, which, like I said, is a very important concept that you need to know. Today you cannot show what you're supposed to show yet, so we postpone that. Next class you have to show. It's important. Can you show us this time? Okay. Like we can search for how many words, word count, right? For the text file right there. Which is relevant to this class exercise, like read in from the text file. You can do number counts. How many numbers occur in the text file, right? All right, Matthew.
An array with a specified value.
It's getting hard how when you guys are like almost the last. When you come back, Andres.
You can set up the array so that not all the, so like, let's say you set up with 10 values like you have here. You can set it up so some of them, like it doesn't have to be fully filled, it can be partially filled.
Oh, the contents.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you assign to half of them. You want to try another one? Okay, I will come back to you then.
You can have the user choose the size of the length of the array.
The length, right?
Like the user enters a number, and then it says like, where it's like double brackets, the name of the array equals, and then it has the brackets with the number in it. You can just put the letter representing the number that the user entered. to the length.
You talk about dot length here.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
We already know that.
Oh, is that already said?
Yeah, we already know that you can do dot length. There are more actually, more than just dot length. Can you research on that further? We can do dot something else too. Arrays. Research on that and come back next time and let us know. Besides dot length, can we do anything else? What do you know about array?
We talk about how you can declare brackets and brackets.
You talk about this guy?
No, but instead of declaring the size of the array, you can just add the content.
Oh no, we didn't. That's a good one. You do the curly braces, and then you can initialize the contents in that instead of. That's a good one. Yeah, nobody talked about that. Here, you can initialize array this way instead of this way, right? All right. I think that's it for today. So the one who have to redo it next time, we get to you. Now when you get, you have to show the code too. The code. Okay. Like technically, you can show like for each loop. You see that? No one talk about that. You can do for each loop with array. I mean, if you want, Matthew, you can show that. It's easy. We can look at analyzing numbers. See, there are many of them in here. All right, so deck of cards. See that? So you guys good, right? I'll see you guys next class then. Thank you. You have questions?